I gotta say, like, for All For One, that, like, technique that you did on All Might seemed awfully a lot like a Gundam Grizzly Magnum. I'm like, he was like, oh, I just had the air push, combine it with bone metalification, agility, energy. Mate, your arm just, like, fucking just went metal and it started pumping up. I don't know. Like, I think All For One might be a One Piece reader, if I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he has been staying around, like, he's been, say, giving Todoroki a little bit of advice, saying, you know, hey, here you go, this is how you do it. You know what he's doing? Like, he's not paying attention. He's like, yeah, Shigaraki, yeah, I'm listening, like, you know, and he's just reading the latest One Piece volumes. He's just like, I mean, to be fair, he's been there penned up for a fucking while, and he's like he's got fucking tutor him, so it's like, I wouldn't be surprised, like, you know what, it's a good way to pass the day, you know, you got about like 80 fucking thousand volumes of One Piece, so yeah, enjoy yourself, Author One. I'm glad you got our inspiration from it. So All Might is actually getting, like, literally shit talked to because he was like, you went from this bar and you took out the Nomus and you arrived about 30 seconds after I sent that thing. It's like, you've really gotten weak, All Might. You've really gotten shit. It's like, so he was more faster than this, where he was like, oh, that just take me 10 seconds. Boom, there you go, woo, flying across, and it's like, do know, All For One, he was talking throughout that time as well. Like, how fast do people talk to in your eyes? And he's like, you know what, fuck you, mate, and all that, you know, like, you know, I've got things to do and all that, I'm gonna, like, just take care of you. Does the Grizzly Magnum, pushes All Might through, like, I'd like to say about 7 blocks of buildings, like, just going through, he's like, yeah, push, bone metalification, agility times 4, energy boost times 3, like, this combination is most amusing and adds a little more, like, reinforcement. I'm like, mate, that's Luffy's ability. Like, you might as well just gone on your knees and started doing the gear second, you know, just going in there, biting on the fingers, you know, going for that. And one of the most interesting, actually, like, even not including that, his most interesting ability is the forced quirk activation, where it's like, even if someone is unconscious or doesn't want to do it, he can just grab his hands in there and fucking force them to activate. So you had that butler dude who has, like, you know, able to transport people. He's like, I don't give a shit if you're unconscious right now. Fucking move. Like, he's there fucking, like, doing the Darth Vader grip. And he's like, you activate, bitch. You activate that shit. Otherwise, there's going to be problems. So they're trying to bounce where it's like, you know, All Might's like obviously going to be distracted, and he's like, you know, you got to deal with this, Shigaraki, I'm going to deal with All Might, while you guys bouncing out there. They're like, yo, like, Shigaraki, we gotta get out of here, and like, we gotta take, you know, Bakugou out there, and like, Bakugo's like, this is still 6-1, like, I got my balls pretty big, I'm pretty got some big stones down there, 61 though, and if this happens to be a bit of a problem, I've got All For One back there, so, yeah, this isn't gonna go too well, and like, like, at least All Might, I can give him credit, at least he was trying to come over there. He's like, yo, boy, hold on, I'm literally coming, I'm just and then he's like, All For One's in his way. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake, All For One, get out of the way, mate. Like, you're literally trying to fucking sabotage this shit, and you're going from here, and it's like I gotta admit, Deku's like, we're not gonna fight him, alright? We've got a plan here, and it involves literally everyone's ability to go into this. It's like, we're gonna need everyone here to pull something out of it. Honestly, it's because of his design change, like that, saying, like, you know, they've been in disguise and all that. Like Kirishima, like honestly, like that dude, I forgot that he was the Iron Dude. I completely forgot about it. Like, it's the hair being flat down now that's like completely forgot like who this character was, because it's so, I'm used to it to being all pointy up, and it's just like, yeah, I forgot that was even the dude that fought like Bakugou even what. I think it's that, and to be fair, apart from a couple, like, the most memorable characters in the series is obviously, you know, Bakugou, Deku, Todoroki, like, Ida, Uraraka, like, out of the main, like, people out of, like, you know, the group, like, him, it's like, yeah, shit, like, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of him, and it's like, I do appreciate that we're taking all of them, though, to, like, get out of here. It was like, we had Ida, we had Deku, the full cow, and the thing, though, that was weird, then it was like, okay, it isn't Yaoyorozu that's gonna get him, it isn't Todoroki, it isn't Ida, it isn't all of them, and it's saying, you know, it's you, man, you gotta do this, and it's like, you're the only one that's, like, built up a rivalry with, like, Bakugou, and I'm like, but Deku's built one, and so is kind of Todoroki, like, from that, and it's like, you know, if it was your call, and it's like, that's the one that kind of got Bakugou to come over. I feel like Bakugou, at that point, unless his pride and his fucking, like, is so up his ass at that point, it's like, I'm either gonna get gang raped by these guys, or I'm gonna take my rival's hand. He's like, yo, idiot, I owe you one, like that. It's like, you would have said that either way. It just felt so fucking just, like, that ending felt weird. I was like, I guess it's because the manga hasn't really shown it, and I guess that's something that the anime could do to, you know, get a little more details. Like, you know, you don't see too much of those characters really bonding, and I'm like, well, we'll have to see. I mean, I'm glad that we're now 90 chapters into the series, but I'm sure people know I already did a discussion already talking about My Hero Academia, about the manga sales, and, you know, a lot of people came out of that saying, like, oh, I don't like Academia out there, and I'm like, no, I like Academia. I wouldn't be talking about this chapter. I like this chapter. I think there was some weird words in this chapter describing everything, and also I found it hilarious how, like, fucking All For One was doing a Grizzly Magnum, and it's, like, apparently a One Piece fan, so, you know, good on him. All I can say is that there were some weird lines here and there, like, onto the actual, like, series. Like, I do really like it, though. Like, I do. I like this chapter. I don't think it was as good as last week's, though. I can definitely say that much. And, like, seeing that Bakugou's, like, you know, grabbed and, like, we're grabbing and bagging, I don't know. I feel like there's something that's going to get in the way. It's not Bakugou, so we still got the other villains that might go after them. Maybe they might retreat, saying, you know, All Might's here, so we don't want to fuck with this. So, I'll just have to wait and see if the whole All Might's death thing is going to be happening, but you can clearly see that he is weaker than what he was going against, like, from what we know of All For One. All For One is just goddamn fucking unstoppable. If he can just take other people's powers and do other techniques like that, then yeah, it's clearly showing that it's like, yeah, Deku's gotta get, like, he's gotta get these powers in check and all that. He has to, like, get up to, like, what All Might was, because it isn't cutting the mustard at the moment. I did like this chapter. Like, I thought it was fine. I wasn't like, oh my god, like, this is insane, or like going into this chapter. I thought it was like a 6.5 to 7. I thought it was a good chapter. I think it was fine to, like, but let me know you think in the comment section down below. Did you enjoy this chapter a lot more than I did? But that's just my opinion. Your opinion matters at the end of the day. But that's all from me. So thank you very much for watching. As always, you love Academia as much as I do. You hit that beautiful little fucking like and that subscribe. I'll see you guys though next time.